All right, all right, all right. Oh shoot, I forgot my ice. But it's okay, it's okay. Make sure you guys can hear me. Oh, yep, you're good to go. All right, all right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. What's going on? I am back. I told y'all I was gonna be back. I told you I was gonna be back. I told you I was gonna be back. Every day, going live 2, 3 times a day. So I'm here and I'm ready to get into it. Look, I'm not in my studio because I had some issues going on, but I am here and I am ready to get into it. So I want to talk to you today about the background work of government contracting, not the submitting part, not learning how to submit, not doing all of that, just what you need to get started as a federal concierge. I want to go over that because a lot of people just aren't sure what they need to get started. A lot of people don't even know that they can get started as a federal concierge because they've never heard of it. They don't even know what it is. And they think because it's dealing with the federal government, no one's going to they can't do it, but that's not true. Tonight, we're going to explain what you need to get started as a federal concierge. So the questions that you have, the questions that you come up with, please post them, put them in the comments, because I'm going to be answering everything you need to know on how to become a federal concierge, and I'm going to explain it all, okay? So if you got questions, make sure you ask it. Okay. So first, let's get started. What is a federal concierge? I love explaining this because y'all be like, what, is that real? Okay, so a federal concierge is a person who buys goods and services to the federal government. The government requests goods and services, and as a federal concierge, we provide that goods and service, okay? That's what a federal concierge is. We don't have to do, now, there are 2 different routes here, as I mentioned yesterday. There's a government contractor, the person that actually does the physical labor and the work, and you can do that and that'll be fine. But if you want to live the lavish life, work on the beach, travel, spend time with family, you want to go the federal concierge route. And tonight we're going to explain exactly the background work. Before we even get to the submitting, we're going to explain the background work on how to become a federal concierge. So that's what it is. That's what I've been doing it for 3 years. I've won 20 plus contracts, over $1.2 million and counting, because we're going to keep winning. $1.2 million in government contracts. And I'm here to show you how to do the same thing because it is possible. It is possible, okay? All right, so what do I need to become a federal concierge? I want to do it. I've heard it online. I've heard people talk about government contracting. It just don't seem like something that's for me. Well, first and foremost, you're wrong, because it is for you. And let me tell you why it's for you. The government sets aside a certain budget every single year in their budget to give away millions of hundreds of millions of dollars to small businesses. That's me and you. So if you're not going to claim it, who's else going to claim it? It's for you to claim. It's for you to claim. So in order to claim it, you do have to qualify, right? Of course, it's the government. Everybody needs to qualify. You do have to qualify. So let me tell you what qualifies you to be a federal concierge or a government contractor, whichever you want to be. Drop in the comments whether you want to be a government contractor, meaning you want to do the physical work, or you want to be a federal concierge, meaning you still get paid, but you get other people to do the work. Just drop in the comments. I'm just curious of which one you want to be. YouTube, Facebook. You can go, well, Facebook can't comment. Sorry, Facebook. But YouTube, you can go ahead and comment and we'll go from there. Okay, so those are the 2 different aspects, right? So in order to become one, you have to be qualified. There's 3 qualifications. Just 3. That's it. You need to be able to use the phone, know how to use the phone. You need to be able to know how to use the internet. And you need to be able to send an email. Do you have those 3 qualifications? Put in a comment. Yes, 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 you qualify, right? Put in a comment if you have those 3 qualifications. If you can do those 3 things, I want you to put in the comments, qualified, okay? You are qualified. If you have those 3 things, and I know y'all gonna be like, That ain't true. Everybody got those three things. That don't mean I qualify for millions of dollars. Who you telling? Yes, it does. And I'm here to tell you how it does, okay? Because what we do as a federal concierge requires all three of those things. That's what's up. What we do as a federal concierge requires all three of those things. And if you got all three of those things, then baby, you halfway there. Now we're going to get into exactly the background things the physical things that you need to do before you can start bidding and winning all those millions of dollars. Because where my millionaires at? I know y'all in the comments. You ain't even got to respond. I know you in the comments. I got you. All right. So I forgot my ice, y'all. It's in the front. So what do you need to do to become a federal concierge? There's a couple of things you need to do. Okay. First and foremost, the government requires you to have a physical business. Now, I know some of you guys are 9-to-5ers. You work for companies, you work for other people, and that's okay. Because nowadays, back in the day, it was a little bit harder to start a business. But nowadays, all you got to really do is go online to the companies. They will register your business. They will create you a business. They will start a business for you. So starting a business nowadays, it is not hard, especially with AI around. You can ask them questions how to start a business. It is not hard. So first thing you need to do is start a business. Now, there are two types of businesses you can start. Well, you can start either one of these type of entities, okay? There's a sole proprietorship. What's a sole proprietorship? Literally, guys, a sole proprietorship is when you wake up in the morning, or not wake up in the morning. No, not wake up. I didn't mean to say that. If you can wake up in the morning and you're like, you know what? I want to start a company. I want to start a business. I'm going to start a federal concierge business or whatever type of business you want to start. And then basically you start doing that business. That is a sole proprietorship. You don't need to register with the state. You don't have to pay anything up front. Okay. You don't have to do any special type of paperwork. Maybe you might want to get a DBA because a DBA helps you establish your business name. So you can establish a business name from your regular name. Because if you don't do that, then your company will literally be called your name. And you don't want to mix that. Okay, so get a DBA, get a physical business name, and you start yourself a sole proprietorship. No money up front. Anyone could do that. You that's watching me that don't have a business, you want to start a you that's watching me that don't have a business, you want to start a sole proprietorship. Guess what? Just say, I'm going to start a sole proprietorship. It's going to be called XYZ. And guess what? Now you have a business. Now, of course, you still need to do your DBA and get some other stuff, which we're about to talk about, but now you have a business. So you can do that. That's one way, because I like to use that way for the people who got excuses where I don't have no money to start a business, or I don't have the capital. I don't have this. I don't have that. Well, guess what? You don't need it now because you have a sole proprietorship. Now, there are some disadvantages to a sole proprietorship. Everything is tied to you physically. So if somebody was to do something or sue you or something, you would get sued because you are the business. But don't worry about that, because you're not about to do anything shady, not while you watching me and not while I got your back. You're not about to do anything shady. So we ain't going to even worry about that, okay? Now, let's talk about the other side, the other entity, which is called an LLC. Everybody has heard of an LLC. You know what an LLC is, a limited liability company, right? Everybody has heard of the LLC. LLC gives you a little bit more protection, a little bit more, what's the word? I can never think of this word when I'm trying to say it. It makes you look a little bit more, what's the word? Real, legit. That's the word. Nobody ain't gonna help me. It makes you look a little bit more legit. And it gives you some protections. Okay. Now, LLC, you guys, does come with a fee. There is a state fee. You have to file your LLC with your state. Now, some people may ask me, do I have to file an LLC in my state? Can I use another state that's cheaper to file an LLC? Guess what? Yes, you can. You want to know where my LLC is? It's in Wyoming. You know where I live? in Texas. You know where I was before here? I was in Illinois. So yes, you can use a different state to file your LLC. Now, let me warn you, because you will be getting documentation, you will be getting mail, and if you don't have a physical address for that state, it's going to be kind of hard to file an LLC in a different state. Now, if you got cousins or grandmothers or family in a different state where you can file the LLC, go for it, especially if it's cheaper. Because I will say, any of my Texas in the house, they charge $550. No, I'm sorry. 300. No, it is $500 something to start an LLC in Texas, or 400, between 3 and 5. I can't remember, but nobody ain't got time to be doing that. There are other states that's only $150. There are some states that's like $60 to start an LLC. So of course, I'm not gonna do the research for you, because God dog, do something, right? I'm here to just give you the information. You can go do the research. Decide what city, what state you want your LLC in. It is much easier to have it in your state, but then again, if your state costs, like, I think Massachusetts is like $500 to start it, go somewhere else. It's okay. The government ain't gonna care. All right. So now we know there's two different type of businesses you can start. You can start a sole proprietorship, or you can start an LLC. Listen, go start that right now. You don't have to do anything. Your business could literally be just for government contracting. It's not going to cost you anything. You don't need any licensing or anything like that to do it. You don't need startup costs or anything, except, if you're doing the LLC route, go start your business today. Go start your business today or tomorrow. It's kind of late. Go start your business tomorrow, because that's the first thing you're going to need in order to become a federal concierge. Now that you have your business, we need to set your business up. Okay. We need to set your business up. Now, the first thing you need to do when you're setting up your business is you need to get a business bank account. The government does not care what your bank account is, if it's a business bank account, if it's, whatever. They don't care what type of bank account you have. They don't, because they're just depositing the money. But I will say, I want you guys to be legit. I want you to start off the right way. So business bank account is what you need. You cannot use your personal bank account to get all those millions of dollars, okay, into your bank account. That's commingling. It's going to mess up with taxes. Don't do that. Now, I will say this. Some people will tell you, oh, go get a business bank account, right? But business bank accounts come with fees. They come with minimums that you got to have per month or per year. They come with a bunch of extra interest or a bunch of extra fees and all that stuff. Guess what? You ain't got to do all that. I'm about to put you on game, y'all. This is what you do, right? Once you get your LLC started up, you get your paperwork, or your sole proprietorship, you get your paperwork and stuff. You're going to go to a bank. Research the bank. Decide which bank is best for you. The bank that I use, I highly recommend Mercury Bank. They're an online bank, but they have no fees. It's free to send checks. They do free wires and a bunch of other benefits. So I like them. But you go do your research. Go to the bank and open up an account. It don't have to be a business account. It could just be an account, but only use that account for your business, because like I said, business account come with fees and they charge you. You have to have a certain minimum. You have to have something coming in every single month. And as a new federal concierge, it might take you some time before you can generate the income coming in. And I don't want you to get hit with no fees because you ain't got no money. Like, that's crazy. Like, how you gonna charge me money when you a bank and I'm a new business? I ain't got no money coming in. Like, how you gonna charge me not to have money in my account? That's crazy, but I digress. As you can see, I've been kind of through that before. I don't want you to go through that. So just get a bank account and use it for your business. Don't use it for anything else, okay? So that's one of the things you need to get. Business, after you get your LLC or your sole proprietorship, get a business bank account, all right? Next thing you need to do is get your EIN number. Your EIN number is basically your business's social security number. Now, for those of you who have a sole proprietorship or who's going to start a sole proprietorship, you don't want your social security tied to your business. You don't. When you go and get like business bank accounts or business credit cards or business loans and or whatever, they're going to use your social security number. And I don't know about you, but I don't like giving out my social security number to anybody. I don't even like giving out to the people who's supposed to have it. Okay. What you do is you get an EIN number as a sole proprietorship. I'm going to talk about LLC in a minute, but as a sole proprietorship, you get an EIN number. Okay. That EIN number is like a shield for your social security. So although your EIN, so this is your EIN, right? This is your social security. It goes like this. So your EIN kind of takes place of your social security. Yes, it's still pulling on your social security, but now they don't know what your social security number is, which they can do much more stuff with. So go get an EIN. Where do you go get an EIN? Of course, irs.gov. And guess what, y'all? Getting the EIN is completely free. It costs nothing. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. You can go on an EIN and get it. Takes 10 minutes to fill out the form. And guess what? You get it as soon as you fill out the form. Now, I will say this as a warning. Man, when you get your EIN, make sure to save it to your computer or print it out, because once that paper is gone or once you exit out that window, you're not going to get that EIN again. So make sure you save it on your computer or snapshot it or print it out so you can have it for your files. Okay. All right. So now we got the business out the way. We got which entity you're going to use. We have what you need, the business bank account. We have the EIN number, which you're going to need. Now, some people are going to ask me, well, what about a DUNS number? Do we need a DUNS number? Guys, back in the day when I was not a little kid anymore, I'm just joking. Back in the day of SAM.gov, we used to need a DUNS number. I have a DUNS number because when I did this 3 years ago, we needed a DUNS number. This is the great thing now. You don't need a DUNS number. Yeah, you can get a DUNS number later on down the line. If you want to do business credit, get your credit up or whatever, you can do that later on down the line. But you do not need a DUNS number right now, okay? No DUNS number. Hey, guys, if you're new, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that follow button. We're talking about what you need to become a federal concierge to get them government contracts, okay? I'm breaking it down. I'm explaining everything so that you can literally take those steps to becoming a federal concierge. So thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that follow button. I will really appreciate it. Okay, so DUNS number, you don't need, okay? Don't let people fool you and think you do. You do not. Now, like I said, if you want to get it, go ahead and get it. That's on you, but you don't need it for this process. Now, after you have your two entity, your either or entity, your business bank account, your EIN, the next thing you need to do to become a federal concierge is to register in SAM.gov. Now, I had a beautiful conversation earlier this morning. Somebody said something to me that I think maybe a lot of people might be holding them back to getting started because people don't know this. You know, I feel like everybody knows everything about government contracting, but that's because I'm in the government contracting space. So I only see government contracting stuff. So it makes it seem like everybody and their mama know about government contracting. But let's talk about registering on SAM.gov. So once again, you set up, I set you up, you good to go. The only thing left to do is register in SAM.gov. Now, SAM.gov is the website where the government goes and places their wants, their needs, you know, of what they need and where we go to look at and do the work, right? But registration is a daunting process for some people. It's a lot of things, a lot of words that you don't know about. You're not sure about what they're asking for, but it's not as scary as it seems, guys. I promise it's not as scary as it seems. So what I want to do today, okay, is I want to go over some of the things you're going to need or you're going to see during the registration process. Unfortunately, TikTok, sorry, we won't be able to see my screen. But if you want to head over to YouTube so you can see my screen, you can go ahead and do that as well. Okay, so when you're going to register in SAM.gov, first and foremost, once again, SAM.gov is 100% free. There are companies out there who will try to, I'm not saying they a scam, but they will try to make you, you know how you get emails, like an email, and then the email have like big, bold red, and it's like urgent, blah, 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 blah. But when you open it up, it's like, join the Mickey Mouse Club or some junk like that, right? They make it seem more scarier or that you need them more than you do, if that makes sense. So there are people out there that would charge you $200, $300, $400, thousands of dollars to get you registered and set up to win government contracts. First and foremost, before I move any forward, no one, not even me. I don't care what no guru says. I don't care what no specialist says. No one can make you win a government contract. It's not possible. Unless you got an inside scoop, like how you be seeing in Power. Yeah, I'm rewatching Power. But how you be seeing in like these mafia movies and these stuff, unless you got inside scoop of somebody that push your stuff and make you win, no one can make you win a government contract. So if you have people saying, hey, I can help you win government contracts, let me register you, pay me $1,000 and I'll get you certified and I'll get you signed up. You know what they're doing? They're doing the same process that you would be doing yourself for free. But they're charging you $1,000. Now, if you're a big baller, shot caller, then okay, you can go ahead and pay them. But I mean, if you just want to give away $1,000, I mean, I'll take $1,000 if you want to just give it away. But I don't want you to spend your money like that because you're going to need that money to invest in something else we're going to talk about a little later. So don't worry about the people who are trying to get you to sign up with them to register. Registration is completely free. Okay, you go to SAM.gov. You're going to go to get started on your entity so you can see it. So I'm going to share my screen right now for everybody who is on YouTube. You can see it. If you're not on YouTube, you can go to YouTube to see it, or you can just listen to what I'm saying. Okay. So y'all, this is SAM.gov, all right? Where you go to get started is basically where it says register your entity or get a unique entity ID. Now, a UEID, unique entity ID, that's what that stands for, okay? Is basically the way, the government's way of identifying your company within its system. Because you know how many people registered in SAM.gov? Hundreds of thousands of people are registered in SAM.gov. Well, that's what I feel like anyway. Hundreds of thousands of people. And so they need a way, instead of knowing Jessica with AME Realty and Marsha with, Boom Shakalaka LLC, they need a way to identify you, right? That's what a unique entity ID is. You get that during the process of registration, guys. You don't apply for it. You don't pay for it. You get it during the process of registration. It's a part of the process. You will get a unique entity ID number, part of the process. My YouTube is the same name, the Proposal Pro Coach. If you want to head over to the YouTube so you can see my screen, you can go ahead and do that. It's the Proposal Pro Coach YouTube page, Proposal Pro Coach YouTube. Same thing as my name here on TikTok. Okay, so this is where you go to get started. All right. You're going to click on get started. You know what, y'all? Let me know if y'all want this, because I haven't did this in like 2 years. I used to register people who were not registered in SAM.gov. I used to register people online like once a month. And I was thinking, maybe I might do that one more time. What do you think? Put in the comments. Do you think I should do one last let me help you, let me register you on sam.gov? Put in the comments. Hey, you found me. Put in the comments, let me know if you think I should do that again. Because I've been thinking about it and I might do that again. But only if enough people ask for it, I'll do it. But anyway, okay. So sam.gov, this is where you go. Get registered. Now, if you don't know if you are already registered in sam.gov, because people be on sam.gov for 10 plus years, they forgot they even on sam.gov. You can actually check your entity status, right? So you can go here, put in your information or whatever and check to see if you're registered. But you should remember if you're registered or not. So you're going to go to get started right here. And then you're going to go through this process. So this is what you need. And this is the question that I was asked earlier this morning that a lot of people don't have. So when you're registered in sam.gov, there are certain things that you must have or you cannot use. When it comes to a business address, sam.gov, I don't know why they hating, but they do not like virtual addresses. So the addresses that if you're getting ready to start a brand new business, right? Use your home address. Use your home address. Now, let me say something before I go into this. If you're starting a brand new business for government contracting, cool, that's great. But listen, if you already have a business, you can still do this. You do not have to start a brand new business to become a federal concierge. You can always have a federal concierge department inside of your own business. So if you have a barber shop, if you have a bakery, if you have an auto shop, janitorial service, whatever your business, a dog walking service, I don't care if you have a daycare, it don't matter. You can use that business to become a federal concierge as well. Because you can always add a different department in your, businesses have different departments. You can have a government sector in your business. So you do not have to start a brand new business to do this. If you have one, use that. If you don't, then you have to either do the LLC or sole proprietorship, okay? So you're going to follow this information. Now, before you register, there are a couple of things you need to do. Once again, you cannot have a virtual address. Use your business address. Now, don't freak out. If your LLC or your sole proprietorship is already under a virtual office or a what is it? The people called is oh my God, the lawyer people, the people who, oh my God, I cannot think of what I'm trying to say. The people who get your legal notices, agent, I can't think of it. You know what I'm trying to say though. If it is under that, that's okay. You don't have to change it. You don't have to use that as an excuse to not move forward. It's okay. Your company can still have that address. The thing is, when you register on sam.gov, it has to be a physical address. Like I said, we recommend that you use your home address, or if you have an actual business address, then use that. But for some reason, they don't do virtual addresses. Now, all you have to do is make sure that a piece of document with your business name on it, with your information, it could be your EIN form. All you have to do, yes, registered agent. Thank you. You saw me struggling. Thank you, registered agent. That's what I was trying to say. All you have to do is put your physical address, home address, or actual company, like an actual building address, on a piece of business document. So that could be when you signed up for your EIN number, as long as it has your company name in that physical address on that EIN number, you can use that to verify that that is your business address. You can use your bank account. Remember, you started a bank account for your business, right? So you can use, as long as it has your business name and that physical address, you can use that as your evidence that that is part of your bank account. I mean, that is part of your business, or that's your business address. You can use your articles of incorporation. Have your address on there. You can use minutes to have your business address on there. You can use any piece of business documentation that you need to put your physical address on there, because you will need to upload that in sam.gov if you are a new business, because you're not in their system yet. If you're an old business, you will be in their system, but there's going to be a section that says like you need to change your address or you need to update your information, and that's where you'll upload that information into SAM so that they can verify that that is your address. Okay, so that should not stop you. All right, so that is what you should be doing when you go to sam.gov. So you're going to come to this page. You're going to make sure you follow up. You're going to set up a sam.gov account. Now, do you need a sam.gov account right now to look at solicitations? Absolutely not. You can go to sam.gov right now and go look at what the government is wanting. And we're going to go look at some things the government is asking for too. But you can go to sam.gov right now and go look that up. Okay? But you will be setting up a sam.gov registration. Now, the email that you use for SAM, oh, I forgot one thing, guys. Why y'all ain't correct me? Okay, so we talked about the business bank account. We talked about the EIN number. Get a business domain and a business email address. I forgot about that one. Guys, I'm going to tell you, you don't need a business domain to have a website. You don't need to start a website. You're only getting the business domain so you can have the email ending of your business. So, business@abcbusiness.com or something like that. That's the only reason why we're getting a domain. You can get a domain anywhere. GoDaddy, Squarespace, Google don't do domains anymore. Wherever you can get a domain. And guess what, y'all? They're only like $12 to $14 a year. A year. Okay. When you get a business domain, set up your business email. I highly recommend you do not use a Google email. And the reason why is because when you're sending proposals to governments, they have very strict like email rules. And sometimes your emails will not get to them because it's a Google email. And it just looks more professional. So get a domain and get a email, a business email. Now, listen, y'all think y'all slick because y'all gonna be using that as an excuse as well. I ain't got my business domain yet. I don't care. Okay, that should not stop you from getting started. If you don't have your business email yet, just use your regular email. But you will be setting up a sam.gov account. Okay, when you register. Now, they're going to ask you to prepare some data. So let's see what data they're going to ask you. There is a checklist that we're getting ready to look at right now that you will need to register your company. Okay, so let's see. You're going to need your legal business name, a physical address. We just talked about that, and I just told you what to do if you have a virtual address, what to do to have this physical address, okay? You're going to need your date of either one of these. You need one of these, not all of these. A date of incorporation, state of incorporation, business information. They're going to ask you for, these are optionals, date in which your company fiscal year ends. You're brand new, so whatever fiscal year you're in right now, it'll be the end of that year. You don't have to have made any money in sam.gov to register, okay? You can be brand new. Also, let's talk about cage codes. A lot of people are like, well, how do I get my cage code? How do I get my cage code? Listen, you do not get a cage code like applying. The same thing with UEID. You get a cage code during the process. Once you get registered in sam.gov, you will then get a cage code. You don't apply for it. You don't request it. You get it as a indication that you have registered in sam.gov and you're good to go and start bidding. Okay. But this checklist is here. You guys, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. You guys can go through the checklist so that you can have what you need to get started. So when you are registering, you know exactly what paper and documents that you have, because you will have to upload this stuff into sam.gov. Okay. And then and then you get started. You click on get started, you agree. They're going to have you, sign in. I'm not going to go through this because I'm already in here. And then you just go through the process. It's really easy. Once again, don't pay anybody to do this for you. You should learn how to do this anyway, because if you learn, then you can teach other people who want to become a federal concierge, teach them how to do it. And you're going to need to know how to do this, because this is how you re-register your company into SAM, right? Because you have to re-register every single year. Okay. But that is the beginning. That's the background work that you need to get started as a federal concierge. Once you register your company, you're just waiting to become active. That's it, y'all. That is all that you need to become a federal concierge. Once you're active and once you're registered, honey, let me tell you something. Okay, let me tell you something. You are good to go and start bidding. Now, of course, you need to learn the process of bidding and stuff, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I want to show you guys what the government be asking for when it comes to things that they want. So I'm going to search sam.gov right now, guys. Once again, if you want to see my screen, go ahead and jump on my YouTube, on my Facebook. Make sure you follow me on there too, or subscribe on me as well. But we're getting ready to go through what the government actually looks for. Because I don't know if y'all saw my video earlier, but earlier I ran into a solicitation. The government wanted goat grazing. Goat grazing. You know, the goats that eat the grass. Like, that's what they wanted. They wanted somebody to quote them on how much it would cost for them to bring in their goats to go eat some grass. I'm telling you, the government asked for crazy stuff. Okay, so let's talk about how to search. Let's go through it, right? So we're on sam.gov. We're going to go to the search bar, okay? And we're going to click on contracting. Contracting pulls up all the solicitations that the government is asking for. Okay, you have to do that, otherwise you'll get like 3 billion results, and ain't nobody got time to be going through all that. Okay, so contracting, and then we're going to go to contract opportunities. Because before I go to contract opportunities, y'all want to see how much the government actually awards people for these contracts? Let me show you. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go to contract awards right now, but we're going to come back to contract opportunities. But I want to show y'all how much money the government is awarding people. I want to show you how much money the government is awarding people. So I'm going to go to contract awards. Now, these going to be some old awards. That's fine. Oh, I need to sign in. Hold on. I need to sign in. Give me a second. Let me sign in. Don't be trying to look at my emails either. All right, let me sign in. I got to sign in so you can see all that money. Because I was looking this up earlier, and I was like, God, dog. 871070. Okay. I'm going to show y'all how much money the government is dishing out. Okay, so contract. Let me go here. Contract awards. Okay. We're going to go to inactive close. So just so it can populate. But I want to show y'all something. Look at this. And this is the latest. This is not even the most amount of money. Look at this. Let me zoom in a little bit. Y'all see that? 21,274,000. I'm sorry, that's not even total contract value. $24,999,823.84. That's what the government is awarding out here to businesses. And that's small businesses as well. That's you. That's me. Think about if you won this contract. And what is this for? This is for, let me see if it'll let me see what it's for. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't. They don't have the solicitation number in here. Let me see. Quote, intelligence system research. So it's some type of intelligence system research and development or something like that, right? But this is the amount of money the government is giving away. And this is not even all of it. Let me show you one more thing of how much. I'm just going to go to the highest total dollar amount that the government has ever awarded, I guess, within this time period. And this is not even all of it. Oh my God, that's not even million. That's billion. Isn't that billion, y'all? Wait, hold on. Let me count. Ones, tens, 100,000s, 10,000, 100,000, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, billions, 10 billions. The government awarded Lockheed Martin. Of course, y'all know who Lockheed Martin is. That's the company that does weapons. 48 billion with a B dollars. The government is giving out that type of money. Yes, this is a large company. Yes, we know what they sell. But that's not the only company that can have this type of money, guys. It's not. You could have this as well. I'm just telling y'all, the money is out there. Look at these. This is billions. This ain't no millions. This is billions. Billions. Okay. Look at all this. All these billions of dollars the government is giving away. And this was in 2026. Lockheed Martin again. They're making billions of dollars. Don't you want to get in on that? All right, let me show you what the government is actually asking for. Okay, so let's go to contract opportunities. So once again, search contracting and contracting opportunities. Okay. One of the weird things about SAM.gov is they do this thing. You have to click inactive to activate it if you're not going to put any filters in. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. Okay. So I'm going to put some filters in because I want y'all to see what the government is asking for right now. So let's see next day. Let's do next 2 days. What the government is asking for is due. All right. And let's just kind of go through what they're asking for. Right? So you got, let's see, new car assessment program, hotel accommodations and training venue. They want somebody to provide a hotel and a training. A hotel for a training. Look at this, miscellaneous household products. They want, let's take a look inside of some of these things. Let's see. Household products. Let's see what they're asking for. Guys, I'm actually going into the solicitation. So once again, if you want to join me on YouTube to see my screen, you can go ahead and do that. But let's just look at some of the products that they're asking. Oh, that's questions. That's questions. Let's see if we can find the products that they're asking for. Nope, that's certification. I think it might be this one. Let's try this one. I just want household products. I mean, what's a household product? Like brooms and like, what is that? Let's see. So that's not it. Okay, so it must be this one. Y'all see this? Hold on, let me zoom in. Yo. The government is asking for this. A neck pillow? 14 neck pillows? You want 14 neck pillows? Household products, guys. What's this? A TV. They want TV. Wait, when is this due? Shoot, I might do this one. Wait, where is this going? I don't know where it's going. It's due tomorrow. I don't got time to do that. But look, a TV. They want TVs. A bean bag. They want a bean bag. Weights. Look at these weights. Look at this. This is all stuff. This is what I'm saying. So government contracting isn't just about like construction and like weapons and stuff. They're literally asking for pillows, bean bags, TVs. Look at these cast iron plates. Weights, benches, a grill. You telling me you can't call a company and get a quote on this? When is this due? Hold on, Hold on, y'all. Let me take a second. This due tomorrow. Damn it. I don't know if I got time to do this one. But in any case, look at this. A bed frame, a vest. Well, this ain't no household item, but a little bit refrigerator. That's what the government is asking. That's what they're asking. You can't go online or you can't call the company and ask them, hey, how much do these items cost? Put your money on top and submit it to the government. But you can, because that's how it works. Y'all don't know this. And I'm trying to put y'all on this game. You don't have to have these products in your house. You don't have to have a warehouse full of products. You can literally go to a company and say, hey, I need pricing for all of this. Don't worry about having money to pay them